Once, a young man stood at the street corner, opened his coat, and cried, "Look at my heart! Look at my perfect heart!" A crowd soon gathered and they stood in awe, impressed by his perfect heart. An old man walked by and stopped to see what the commotion was all about. When he saw the young man's heart, he told him, "Son, that's not a perfect heart. If you want to see a perfect heart, you need to see mine." Saying that, he opened his coat to reveal an old, knotted, and ugly heart. It was full of bumps and holes, and pieces of it had broken off here and there. The young man and the crowd laughed at him, and the old man started to speak. "See this bump? That's when I received a toy car from my father on my birthday. It was such a wonderful moment to receive such a gift with all my friends looking at me with envy. But see this hole? That's when I disobeyed my parents and walked out of my home, rejecting their love. How it pained me, and it pains me still." He continued. "See this big bump? That's when the woman I loved became my life partner. We had very beautiful life together. Years of shared companionship, of laughter, tears, and joy. This scratch here is when we had a heated row that threatened to end our marriage, but we made up and moved on. But here is another great bump. This was when we began our family. You will notice the hole beside it. That's when we learned our first child was challenged. It was hard to accept and much painful to live with. But the bump is when we had our relatives and friends standing by us, supporting and encouraging us to live joyfully despite the difficulties. As you see, there are scratches and indentations surrounding the bump. The times we fought and yelled at each other, but we always learned to forgive, and so this bump grows ever bigger." The old man went on to describe the many other bumps and holes and scratches on his heart, and when he finished, the crowd was completely silent. He then turned to the young man and said, "You see, son, to have an intact heart, it needs to be touched with joy and tears, laughter and love, pain and anguish, hardships and celebrations of relationships. And then you could look upon a shattered and battered heart and say, 'This is a perfect heart.'" As the story indicates, the more we live, the more relationships we have, the more we learn from them, and more perfect our lives become. Without relationships, our lives would be empty and meaningless. If relationships never existed, we would never be able to know who we really are and how we can be the best of our own being. Undeniably, they have an important role in molding our personality and have a profound impact on our lives.